Hey yo, this is your boy Post. You now tune in to Hood Action News Live. Got a couple things I want to talk about. Got a couple things I want to talk about today. Real life. ICE. Let's talk about ICE. What are your thoughts about ICE? What are your thoughts about Donald Trump's ICE? Now, Obama also had ICE. So, what are your thoughts about the government and ICE? This is what I want to know. Now, I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you my thoughts, right? But let's go over a couple things, right? Now, as you know, you've been watching the news in LA. There has been riots because people are protesting against ICE, right? So people have been protesting against ICE. If you don't know what ICE is implemented to deport, gather and deport people that are in the United States illegally. So gather, I don't want to say arrest, gather and deport people that are in the United States illegally. Now, before I jumped out the window about this topic, let me make sure my mic check. Yo, yeah, we straight. So before I jumped out the window about this topic, I had to have a long thought about it. But in that thought process, um, locally here in Philly, now I'm in Philly, right? Locally here in Philly, we've been seeing a lot of cases of um different ICE cases, different stores being ran down on by ICE. So locally here in Philly, we've been seeing a lot of stores being ran down on by ICE. Now, just to cut to the chase, I had a family member locally in Philly shop in a store while ICE ran down in the store. So I'm gonna repeat that again. A family member, obviously this family member contacted everybody. They were shopping in a store called HMART, right? HMART it's a Korean market. So HMART is a Korean market. Um, I don't know if HMART is outside of Philadelphia. I know they're in the counties. I don't know what other state they're in. I haven't looked up that information. Now, this family member, this HMART, the only reason they were in HMART, which is a Korean market, was it was just new and so they had fresh vegetables. They wanted to check it out, right? So while checking out H Mart, ICE agents ran up in H Mart. So this is in Philadelphia. This is not just in LA, Los Angeles. So in Philadelphia, like I said, I had family members a couple days ago. They were shopping in H Mart and ICE agents ran up in H Mart and people just started scattering running. So the associates just started running. So they went up in the supermarket during normal hours while people were in there and just started arresting people. Now, when is the perfect time to arrest people, right? So there's some now let's jump to LA. Now, I heard the Los Angeles mayor Karen Bass say, now this is not my opinion, right? But I'm putting out what everybody's saying, right? I heard Karen Bass said that Now, this is the Los Angeles mayor, Karen Bass, right? She said that Donald Trump is causing confusion by sending in ICE agents, chaos and stuff like that, right? Now I got I got mixed emotions about that, right? I'm not really gonna take a side on that yet, but I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. But in this store, now let's go back to Philadelphia. In this store in Philadelphia, ICE agents ran down. ICE agents ran down while my family member. Now these two family members, the two ladies, my aunt and my cousin, they were in H Mart getting some vegetables. Now we don't go to we, we black. We don't go to Korean markets frequently, so they wanted to check it out because it's close proximity to where they live. So they went in H Mart. H Mart is a Korean. It's a Korean owned. They sell different Asian type of vegetables and stuff like that. Now it's a Korean market in Philly. Now I wasn't there. I don't know who they at. Like all my aunt and my cousin saw was just ICE come in there and then employees just take off running. So all they saw was confusion in that supermarket. Now I do have a slight video. Now this wasn't taken by my family member. This was taken by somebody in the parking lot at the H Market. So if you just joining me, like I said, ICE has been running down in Philly in car washes, restaurants, daycares. ICE has been running through Philly ever since Donald Trump got in office. They've been running ICE all through Philly. You don't see it on the national news like that. But like I said, my family member was in the H Market and ICE ran down. Now, let's look at the video. So this was not taken by my family member, but this is in Olney. This is the Olney section of Philly, right? Which is not in North Philly. It's like Northwest Philly, sort of. Let's see, so
Philadelphia, HMART, ICE en Filadelfia,
so you can see the ICE agents in the
precaución,
parking lot.
ICE en Filadelfia,
Now look,
ICE en Filadelfia, HMART, ICE en Filadelfia,
so you can see. Let me go to another view. So you can pretty much see on the screen. It's not that much audio. You can see the ICE agents running down in the H Mark in Philadelphia. So you can see the ICE agents running down on illegal immigrants right here in Philadelphia. Now they are going. This is now. Let me give you my take on California. Now I've been hearing a lot. I've been hearing a lot of protesters and supporters of these protests. I've been hearing them say that I heard somebody say that they're just going at the Mexicans. You got to remember we border Mexico. So the Mexicans the Mexicans that are illegal and Donald Trump is going after, that's going to be more on the news because we border Mexico. But ICE is running down on everybody because there's Mexicans in Philly, but it's not a lot of Mexicans like California. But ICE is running down on everybody. Trust me. Now, Philadelphia is a liberal city, obviously, right? Philadelphia is a liberal city. Um, You know, I can't remember the last time Philly had what Frank Rizzo. I can't remember a lot of Republican mayors in Philadelphia. Uh, is absolutely super Republican, right? So obviously Donald Trump has got the override button. So Donald Trump has got the override button because they're running down something crazy in Philadelphia. Now, like I said, this was a family member who ran down who was in the store while ICE ran down on the HMART. And like I said, HMART. Let me play the video again. HMART is a Korean market. It's a Korean supermarket.
res- Ice en Filadelfia, HMART, Ice
So they ran down. So ICE ran down in Philadelphia in H Mart. And like I said, I had family members in there looking around like, what the hell is going on? Because you know that the ICE agents, they come in there with their face covered, looking like a movie and all that stuff. Now, is this causing confusion? Is this causing chaos? Now, we know that listen, if you're here illegally, listen to the word illegal. You're here illegally, right? Now, I hear a lot of people they don't like they don't like what Donald Trump um is doing. Now, let's set the record straight, right? I'm an independent voter, right? I switched from Democrat to Republican to independent. I don't like none of you motherfuckers, right? I'm an independent voter. Now, this is my thing. I'm not going to praise Donald Trump, right? And I'm not going to be swinging from the Trump nuts like everybody else, right? But if if I had to get people, if you're doing something illegally, it's either one or two things I can let you do. I can let you get away with it, or you got to pay for what you did illegally. So that's my question to liberals, right? If you a liberal, you're a Democrat, right? That's my question to them, right? You got illegal and legal. If anybody does something illegal, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to let you get away with it or make you pay for what you did illegally? There's no gray area. Now, the thing that kills me is a lot of Democrats, like I said, I don't like Democrats or Republicans. I'm an independent voter, right? The thing that kills me about like Democrats, right? We know the Republicans are ultra aggressive right now. They're in power, right? Everything they're doing is not right by far. Is not right. You know what I mean? The only thing that's right is their right hand, right? Now, Democrats, if somebody robs a bank, it's either you're going to let them go or lock them up. So if you're destroying property, spray painting, doing everything else, all of that shit is illegal, right? If you're here in the United States illegally, what you have to pay the consequence for being here illegally. So it's either I'm going to let you go, it's going to be illegal or not legal. So if Democrats are complaining about being here so if Democrats are complaining about illegal immigrants being here illegally, it's only one or two things. There's no gray area in the middle. There's no gray area. It's either you're illegal or legal. Now, that's the thing I can't understand. Now, Amy, let me see what they're saying. Let me see what the chat is saying. So you're saying, so this person is saying no politics. So you're saying I'm apolitical. What the fuck is apolitical? I don't know what that means. It's no. So you're saying that you don't like politics. What is that word? I don't know what that word means. Put in the chat. What is apolitical? Now go ahead and type in the chat. What's apolitical? Now you could say this, right? You could say this. Is that true or conspiracy theory? Okay, that's what I thought it meant. You don't participate in politics. But the thing about not participating in politics is going to participate in your ass. That's the only thing. You could say you could say you don't want to be involved, but it's going to affect you. It's going to affect your money. Somehow it's going to affect you. Now, I vote. I'm an independent voter, but I don't like none of these motherfuckers. I really don't. I could pick apart things that the Democrats do wrong. And I mean, look at California right now, right? Donald Trump. I could say, boom, what Donald Trump is doing wrong, right? Donald Trump is just doing what the fuck he wants to do, right? He's just like, all right. He's basically saying, listen, f you. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna send in troops. I'm not even gonna let you know about it. This is what he's doing wrong. I'm not even gonna let you know about it. I'm just sending them there because you're not doing nothing, right? And then on the other hand, like Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, they just want to just let people. They just want to just let it rock because they don't want to deal with it. Because remember, when the fires broke out in L.A., Karen Bass is on vacation. So I mean, that's like the two rights make a wrong. So that's like two rights making a wrong. So like I said, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for not participating. Like I don't blame you for not participating in politics. I really don't blame you because let me explain politics to you, right? Politics is like kids. This is my view of politics, right? So let me explain my view of politics. Politics is like three kids in show and tell in kindergarten. The kid that has the best show and tell, they're going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to show you the toys. Everything's new. Boom, here's my toy. This is show and tell, right? They're going to tell you what you want to hear in show and tell so they can win the pizza party. That's my view of politics. Every little kid is going to tell you what you want to hear, showing off the new toys and show and tell and all of that. That wasn't a toy, that was glasses. They're going to tell you what you want to hear in show and tell to win the pizza party, right? Not a no matter who they're affiliated with. Three little kids in show and tell trying to win the pizza party, telling you what you want to hear just to win the pizza party. That's politics to me. You know what I mean? Like people put a lot of faith. They put a lot of faith. It's almost like going to church, right? It's almost like if you go to church and you got faith in God, but your pastor or the preacher is not God. So you can't put but so much faith in that preacher or pastor. Because remember that person is a human being. So that's how I view politics. So on my channel is going to be it's super neutral, and I'm in Philly. You know what I mean? This is like Democrat heaven here. You know what I mean? But this is why I can't be 100% Democrat, right? And like I said, I switched from obviously I was Democrat first. I'm in Philly, right? And then this upcoming election, I was Republican. Now recently I just switched to independent because I'm like, I really don't like I'm going to vote, but I don't want to be attached to none of y'all motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like I switched from Democrat because if I got a daughter or a little cousin or something, I don't want them sharing the bathroom with a dude. All that shit, I'm not for all of that. You know what I mean? Wasn't Philly air bomb? No, Philly sort of. That was I believe that was Frank Rizzo. That was the Move people. So I don't know. That was a long time ago. You must be a little older than Brittany. That was a long time ago. That was I know for a fact that was the Move people. The Move people were basically like a cult of people, and they stole electric. They had cameras on their crib. It was like some people under the stairs type shit. You know what I mean? Like the Move people they were on some people under the stairs type shit. Yeah, that was the Move people. The Move people, they dropped the bomb on Osage Avenue. That's what you're talking about. So they dropped the bomb on Osage Avenue on the roof of the crib, which is just a residential area. So if you ever, I don't know if you're in Philly or from Philly, but we got row houses. So for you to drop a bomb on a row house, that's catastrophic. But the mayor at the time, they pushed the button on that. So that wasn't the government. They probably had to get the okay from the government to do that, but that was the Move people. You could look up the Move people Philadelphia. You know what I mean? They dropped the bomb on their ass. But the Move people are on some weird shit. And like I said, similar to a cult, they didn't really kill anybody, but they just were on some weird shit. They were leaving shit outside, shitting in the trash can. It was a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? You talk to older people that were in Philly, they can tell you all the weird shit that they were doing. But did they deserve to get a bomb dropped on their crib? Nah. You know what I mean? Like that was just like they didn't abide by laws either. So that was kind of like they were on some weird shit, you know what I mean? But you can't just go drop bombs on people's cribs. And that's what I'm saying. Like now, this is what I'm saying. Now, I'm gonna give you an example. Even with the Move people, do you let them do it? Do you let them keep stealing electric and not participating in society? Or do you drop a bomb on their crib? What do you do? You gotta do something about stuff. And that's what I'm saying. Like in California right now, um, and like I said, and now on my screen, this is Philly. If you just tuning in, let me enlarge this. This is ICE running down on the H market in Philadelphia. Now, ICE is just not in California. ICE is in New York and definitely in Philly. Now, in Philly, ICE has been running down on car washes, bakeries, daycares, anybody, anywhere where people could be working at, ICE has been running down. Now, I noticed that it's mostly been mom and pop businesses that they're running down on. Let me see what you're saying. In May 1980, you copy and paste that. City of Philadelphia. Yeah, the Move people. Yep. Ramona, Africa. Ramona, Africa. I believe she was a spokes. Yep, they dropped the bomb on the Move people. But I don't know. You would have to talk. You would have to talk to a older person that knows old, like super old politics to find out why they actually did this, why they dropped the bomb on them, and how they got the okay. Yep. But this is now what's going on. What's going on in California, which I'm about to put on the screen. What's going on in California? It's a little bit different. Like if you're here illegally, I mean, it's got the word illegal in it. You got to do what you got to do the right thing. Now, what is going? My nobody addresses this. What is going on? So let's just use Mexico. What is going on in Mexico that they want to come here? That's what I want to know. Like what is going on? Because a lot of people from here vacation in Mexico. They go to Mexico, and somebody from Mexico would have to explain this to me. What is going on in Mexico that you want to come here illegally? Because the United States sucks sometimes, as you can see right now. Yeah, the United States is good sometimes, but not all the time. So I'm gonna switch to this. Mark Lamont Hill, right? So this guy, so I'm gonna switch to this right here. He just got pepper sprayed by some random chick. So I don't know.